So, hello. Can you hear? So we have about 10 classrooms. Our chairman, Suranarayana Madula's vision is to give knowledge to kids mainly. We want to have more kids. So they will build the temple because they are the next generation. So that is our goal, and it's really we are very happy, and we have about 3 to 4 coming every week here. When the kids come, the parents come, the grandparents come, everyone will come. So that is really we are very happy, fortunate to within a year we have so much success in this. Thank you very much, and we welcome you, Swami.
Hari Om, Hari Om. Thank you. It was very heartening to know that this temple emphasizes not only bhakti but also jnanam, knowledge. Because bhakti without knowledge is blind. Knowledge without bhakti is lame. So we need both bhakti and knowledge, jnanam. And both knowledge and bhakti is important without discipline, yoga. So we need it's a three-pronged pursuit, all the way to God. We don't know where is God, what is God, who is God, but we all instinctively feel that there is a higher power which controls, superintends the affairs of the world. Just as a computer functions with its programming. But there is a programmer behind it. Without the programmer, there is no software. Without the software, there is no purpose for the hardware. So this is a very, very logical conclusion. What do you call inference? From given facts, you infer that there is something higher, without which this drama cannot go on. There should be a director for the drama, actors, storyline, all those things, audience, but all of them are controlled by a director. So we can intelligently conclude that there is a higher power which directs and superintends all the activities of the world. Most of the activities which happen in our own system is not under our control. We breathe, we digest, thoughts are happening and processed in the brain. We are born, for which we have no control. We grow, finally we die, no control. So if we carefully look at life, we are not in control. Some higher power, some higher intelligence is controlling everything. So naturally we would like to get in touch with that power, so that we don't break the wish or the will or the icha of that power. We would like to align our life with the will of that power. Then life becomes happier, more peaceful, healthier. If you disalign or get uprooted from that power, then like an uprooted tree or a plant, it dries up. It will not realize its full potential. So how to relate with the God? First of all, develop that faith. Deepen the faith. A life without faith is a rudderless ship. It will float hither and thither in the high sea without reaching its destination. So we need a faith which has an anchor, because of which we feel stable in life. Otherwise, we feel unstable, unhinged, exiled, lost, as I've seen, lost and last and the least, utterly confused. So we need some way of connecting with the Ishvara, God, Bhagavan, whatever word you use, Parampita, Parameshwara, Paramatma, many words are there. Or Shiva, Vishnu, Krishna, Rama, Hanuman. By whichever word you refer God, indicate God, words doesn't matter. A rose is a rose is a rose by whatever name you call it, isn't it? Water. When you are thirsty, you need water. You can call water, tani, pani, aqua. Many words are there. But all of them indicate the same truth, same reality. Depending upon your culture, your language, your tradition, you call God by different names. Whatever name you use, whatever symbols you use, they all indicate the same truth. As Bhagavan says, Ye yadha mam prabhadyante tam tadhaiva bhajamyaham mama vartmanu vartante manushya partha sarvasha. Whichever way you want to approach me, in the same way I will bless you. So there are many ways to reach the mountain top. You can come from west or east or south, or you can helicopter, or you can burrow and reach there. There are many ways, which is said in the Vedas long, long back, 7,000 years ago. Egam sat vipraha bahuda vadanti. Truth is one, but there are many paths. Many ways of approaching the truth. Many ways of describing the truth. Many ways of worshipping the truth. Many ways of experiencing the truth. This is the beauty of Hinduism. It does not say there is only one way, or all the way to the highway, and that one way is my way. We don't say that. As many individuals, so many ways and so many paths. This is the essence of Hinduism. That there is a higher power, all religions accept that. There is higher power. But how to connect with that power? Just even an electricity bulb, unless you connect with the circuit, there is no light. Remove the bulb from the socket, there is no light. So when you put the bulb into the socket, there is a light. So similarly, if you are disconnected, we feel rootless. When you are rootless, you are ruthless, isn't it? You become ruthless, no values in life. There is no purpose in life. Life becomes purposeless. So, how do we connect with the Ishvara is the question. There are many methods. Long, long back, let's say 7,000 years ago, when our forefathers was living on the banks of the Indus River, Sindhu River, we worshipped God through fire worship. Even today, there is fire worship. Arya Samajis, they perform fire worship. And Agnimile Purohidam Devasya Rittijam Hodaram Ratnadhadamam. I worship this fire, Agnimile Purohidam Devasya Rittijam. And Agni is the Ritvik, the Pujari of gods. Through Agni you can reach gods. Agnimile Purohidam Devasya Rittijam Hodaram Ratnadhadamam. Through this worship, I gain all the riches in life, he says. Ratnadhadam. Agni has Ratna. Ratna means diamonds and gold, and representing wealth, prosperity, riches, by worshipping fire. Even today, fire is the source of all riches, isn't it? Oil, coal, natural gas, nuclear energy. Without fire, we are dead. So fire is a very important symbol of divinity. So we started like that. That's how the first mantra of Rigveda is whatever I chanted, Agni Mele Purohitam. We worship God through worshipping fire, offering materials into fire, ghee into fire, or samagris into fire. So ghee represents your ego, samagri represents your thoughts. So when you offer ghee and samagris into fire, you are offering your ego and your thoughts, all at the feet of the Lord. So later we said, Om Namah Shivaya. I offer this to Shiva. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. I offer all this I have, which is very finite. I offer to at the feet of the Lord. So we started with the fire worship. There is no murtis at that time. There is no temples. Only they have this Agni Kunda, Homa Kunda, where the fire is built and raised, and then into those flames you offer materials. Whatever you have, whatever you eat, that you give to gods. You don't know anything better. So whatever I eat, maybe parota or cooked rice or ghee or the twigs of wood, you collect them and offer to the Lord, to please the divine. And our prayer is, may you be pleased with us. May I see good things in life. May I hear good things in life. May I be healthy. May my limbs be strong. There will be honey in my words. Let me not hurt another person. Those positive, noble thoughts, those were their intention in doing this fire worship. So we started with worshipping fire. And it is said, fire is the first visible manifestation of the supreme power. First he manifests as space. Then he manifests as time. Time, space. Everything happens in time, space. Then he manifests as air. Air you cannot see. Of course you can feel it, but you cannot see. Then manifestation is fire. Fire you can see. Water you can see. Earth you can see. These are the 5 supreme initial manifestations of that power. Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Apa, Prithvi. Before that, time and space. So therefore we started worshipping fire. Later, along with the fire worship, we also started worshipping the sun. Because without the sun, nothing can happen in this world, isn't it? Imagine there is no sun. The sun explodes. Already it is exploding, but in a controlled way. Without sun, nothing can happen in this world. There is no light, there is no warmth. There is no hydrocarbon which you are eating all the time. The hydrocarbon we eat is sunlight, modified. The leaves, through the process of photosynthesis, they convert sunlight into hydrocarbon, which is stored in the trees, which we eat, the grass, etc. So sun become very, very important. So that requires a little more intelligence to know that, little more experience. Earlier you saw only the fire, then you start looking up. Looking up, oh, here is the sun. Because of sun, everything happens in this world. So we started worshipping the sun. Bhurbhuva svaha tasya vidurvarenyam bhargo devasya dhimahi dhiyo yona prajodayat. I worship this sun, the light of the sun, who gives me life and energy and capacity to think. I worship the sun. Then it became sun worship. Later, we thought sun also, sun, light, everything is possible when I breathe. If I don't breathe, I don't see the sun, I don't see anything, isn't it? He breathed till he is lost. Then nothing is known. Everything is over. So then our Rishi thought, fire is important, sun is important, breath also is important. Without breathing, we have no life. Our body simply disintegrates. We don't see anything. We don't know where we go. So breath become very, very important. So we started worshipping the breath. Yogis, they sit down, close their eyes and focus on their breath. Watch their breath. and they believe the breath can take you all the way to God. If you do pranayama, watch the breath, breathe consciously, awarefully, you can reach God. So these were the 3 forms of worship in the very beginning, to connect with God or divinity. Because we are finite entities. Our knowledge is limited. Our powers are limited. Our pervasiveness is limited. There should be something limitless. So to connect with that, our forefathers had these 3 forms of worship. One is fire worship, other is sun salute, third is pranayama, watching the breath. And then they started philosophizing it. What is the philosophy behind? Then fire worship became Rudra worship. Now you have Rudrabhishekam, isn't it? Rudrabhishekam, Chamagam, Namagam, all those. Doing Abhishekam. So says Rudra likes Abhishekam. Vishnu likes Alankaram. Devi likes Namaskaram. Brahmanaha, Bhojana Priyaha. Brahmins like good food. So 4 kind of worship. If you want to worship Shiva, offer water, milk, ghee and all that. If you worship Vishnu, Alankaram. You can see all the Alankaram. Alankaram means decoration. Vishnu likes it. And if you want to worship Shakti, then you have to prostrate, you see. And if you want to worship a Pandit, scholarly person, give that person food. He will be very happy. So food is a way of propitiating gods and people. So my point was, we started with worshipping fire, sun, breath, and fire worship became Rudra worship. Rudra worship again metamorphosed into Shiva worship. Shiva. Namastestu Bhagavan Vishesharaya Mahadevaya Trayambagaya Triburandagaya Trigalagnigalaya Kalagni Rudraya Nilakantaya Mrityunjayaya Sarveshwaraya Sadashivaya Sriman Mahadevaya Namah. Shiva worship. And the sun worship morphed into Indra worship. So you find the Vedas, you find 700 mantras dedicated to Indra. Indra who wields the thunderbolt and makes rain happen so that you can have cows and then good harvest and all that, and success in battle. Indra worship. Indra worship morphed into Vishnu worship. Now, nobody worships Indra. We worship Vishnu. Vishnu Rurukramaha, Vishnu lying on the serpent. You have seen Vishnu's image. Vishnu is lying on the serpent. Ananta, Lakshmi pressing his feet. And from his navel grows a lotus. And Brahma sits there in the lotus. And Brahma is constantly chanting Om. These are all very symbolic. These are not meaningless depiction. They are all very, very symbolic. Brahma chant Om, and when you chant Om, the universe manifests. The universe is a big sound, the Big Bang. Modern say they call it the Big Bang. Universe is a big sound. That sound is A, O, Ma. This sound is the universe. So if we carefully listen, the wind passing through the bamboo forest, or the waves rising in the ocean, or the river flowing, you can hear it Om, Om. Or the fire crackling up, Om, Om, Om. So the whole world is conceived as an Om, uttered by Brahma, who is seated on the lotus, which is growing from Vishnu's navel. Vishnu is lying on the serpent. Serpent is floating in the ocean of milk. These are all very, very rich symbols. You take a lifetime to understand all this. Simple thing is, Vishnu is in charge of the whole universe. Sthiti Karta. Charge of the whole universe. But he is lying on a serpent. He is lying peacefully, Ananda Shayanam. Though he is lying on a serpent, he is peaceful. Suppose you see a serpent in your bedroom. Will you be able to sleep that night? The other time looking, where is the serpent? Serpent. There is no peace of mind. It's a simple symbolism of that metaphor, that imagery, is that though there is full of problems in the world, you can still be calm and quiet. That's the symbolism of that. There are problems in the world, no doubt, but you can be calm and quiet. When you are calm and quiet in the midst of problems, you will be able to understand the problem better and respond to the problem more creatively, more efficiently. That's the symbolism of that. Vishnu, though he is taking in charge of the whole universe, though he is sleeping on a serpent, he is very calm. Our problems are relatively minor, isn't it? Minor problem. And there is no serpent in your bedroom anyway. So therefore, yes, a serpent is there. So you can be very calm. If you are calm, then you can face the problems of the world better. If you are disturbed, you become part of the problem, not part of the solution. Your very existence becomes part of the problem. So that's a symbolism. I'm just giving a very superficial interpretation of that metaphor. So Vishnu. So we have these three major murtis, Vishnu, Shiva and Brahma. Brahman is manifested as Vedas. That is why you don't see Brahman temples anywhere. You see Vedas, like Arya Samajis. They propagate Veda and the fire worship and all that. So the idea that whether you worship Vishnu, Shiva, Krishna, Rama, you are worshipping only one God. One God worshipped in different forms, with the different names, different way of worshipping. If you are worshipping Shiva, you are pouring water, milk, honey, curd, nariyal pani, etc. So what is the meaning of that? Why should I pour all this unnecessarily? I should drink all that, isn't it? Instead of pouring it on Shiva, I should drink. All the milk that I pour on Shiva, I should drink. You know, the modern concept of consumerism. Everything you should drink. That's a modern philosophy. Consume everything, eat everything, enjoy. That is called bhoga. But if you drink a milk beyond a point, you get indigestion, isn't it? You cannot keep on drinking all those things. So when you pour the honey, the milk, on the Shivalinga, there is an aesthetic and spiritual joy that you get. For example, when you give something to the other, there is a joy. Suppose there are two chapatis. One chapati give to your neighbor who is hungry, another chapati you eat, you get more satisfaction than eating both the chapatis all by yourself. This is called aesthetic or spiritual joy. It is not a consumption, you are not consuming. But unfortunately, the modern philosophy is keep on consuming. There are the problems of the world, go and shop. And you need only one toothpaste, but they say if you buy two, you will get one more. So this way they promote the mindless, materialistic consumerism. And we think we are getting joy. Instead of joy, we are getting only suffering, misery, ill health, and strife and struggle in the community. So there is a lot of aesthetic meaning, philosophical meaning, spiritual meaning when you offer things. And it teaches you the art of sacrifice. By giving, you flourish. By possessing, you perish. What do you give? For example, a farmer throws seeds on the ground, and after 6 months, he gets a bumper harvest, isn't it? Big harvest again. Suppose he keeps in a plastic bag and buries under his pillow, nothing will happen out of that. So by giving, by trusting nature, by taking the risk, you are getting a bounteous harvest later. So by giving whatever you have, at least a portion It will come back to you. That alone will come back to you. What you possess will perish in your hand. So this is the center, core, heart of spirituality. Grow by giving and sharing. Perish by possessing and not sharing. So somebody asked, what is the meaning of Gita? Bhagavad Gita, Gita. So I said, read it the other way. Ta, Gi, Tyagi, Tyagam is the central meaning of Bhagavad Gita. So that's what we are, Shiva worship. Vishnu worship we have seen Alangaram. You see all the Alangarams there. Clothes and diamonds and all kind of things. That's what Vishnu like. So we have this, my point was, God himself is very difficult to, only in deep meditation you get a experience of the divine, which is not possible for us, because our mind is monkey mind, wandering all the time. We have problems. So I need a method by which I can connect to the Ishvara. And this may not be possible at home, because home there is all kind of problems, cats and dogs and then fights and all that. Therefore we need a community center where we can come and connect with the divine. Tell all our problems. Somebody to listen to our problems, isn't it? We have a lot of stories, personal stories. Where will I go and tell my problem, my story? My husband is not able to listen to. Because when I say something, he'll say two things to me. So he is not the person. My neighbor, they have their own problems. Where will I go? Psychologist, if I spend 1 hour, he will charge $500. Isn't it? Where will I go to tell my problem? Open my mind, open my heart. And I can feel a kind of solace, a certain comfort, that I am not judged, I am not criticized, I am accepted unconditionally. Where can I go? Where is that large heart? It is on the altar. Here when you come in, sit in front of Balaji, his eyes are closed, isn't it? He doesn't see. Justice is blind, as they say. Justice is blind. He doesn't look at you like that. He is calm and quiet. So you can tell all your problems. This is what is happening to my life. Not that he does not know, but he wants you to unfold yourself. Open your heart. Then you feel comfortable. You are not judged. You are not criticized. You are not pinpointed. You are not thrown into a corner. You can sit there and say. You can cry openly. You can laugh. You can dance. In front of the God, you can dance also. That is one way of worshipping. Or play the veena. Another way of worshipping. Or singing a glory of the Lord. So you come to the temple, and when you look at the deity, with that bhavana, you don't see the deity as a piece of stone or a metal or wood or clay or anything. Because that's a symbol, a sign, which signifies something. The murti signifies something. It's something like when you see President of America appearing on the TV. He is sitting somewhere, isn't it? He is giving a press conference in the White House, Rose Garden, let us say. He is giving a press conference, and it's all being beamed electronically. And you can see, open your TV, then you can see Obama there. But he is not there. He is sitting in the White House. In every house you can see Obama. There is only one Obama or one president. His image you can see in every home on the TV screen. Similarly, you can see the Lord. This is a kind of TV screen. I am just making it very gross and then for you to understand. The murti is a kind of TV screen. And you can download the murti, Ishvara, into TV screen. So you are seeing actually the Lord through this murti. So this is the importance of murti or vigraham. Vigraha means visheshena grihyade iti vigraham. You see it in a special way. Like even the picture of your father. To me and others, that is just a piece of paper with certain color thrown into that. But for you, you see your father in that. Your vision is slightly different. So when you see the murti, you are able to remember all that you have learned and heard from your parents about Ishvara. So collectively we come, maintain the temple. So I always said temple is like a lamp. A house without a lamp is not worth living, isn't it? Similarly, a community without a temple where they can congregate, worship, talk to, learn, develop their devotion and their discipline. So community without a temple is like a modern computer, no soul in it. It's doing everything like a zombie, but there is no soul in them. So we need our temples, a place of congregation. The community can come, parents, grandparents, children, grandchildren, all of them can come and worship in the temple. So what murti installed in the temple depend upon your tradition. Sometimes you put Shiva. These days we put all the murtis. Shiva, Krishna, Rama, Devi, Sai Baba, isn't it? And Jaina Munis, Buddha. Sometimes we push in a Christ also into that. It's okay. No problem. Mahatma Gandhi I saw in one temple. Mahatma Gandhi also is put. So whomever you worship, adore, they are all are manifestations of the same divinity. So you can worship God in the form of Vishnu, Shiva, Devi, Hanuman, Ganesha. So we have had many forms of murtis, many types of murtis. It is Shankaracharya who codified all this and said, Shanmurti, these 6 murtis is worthy of worship. There are many murtis. If you go to a village, every Indian village, there will be a village murti also. Village deity. So Shankaracharya, 7th century or 8th century, Shankaracharya, he travelled all over the country. And he wrote hymns on Vishnu, Shiva, Ganga, Yamuna, Ganesha, Subramanya, Devi, and all murtis. He has written hymns, Shankaracharya, in good, beautiful Sanskrit. So he went all around from east to south, north to west, he went all over. And then he said, these 6 murtis are especially important. What are the 6 murtis? One is Surya, because that's where we began. Surya worship. You either do Surya Namaskar. That's a kind of worship. You get up, prostrate, say Suryaya Namaha, Ravaya Namaha, Bhanave Namaha, Adityaya Namaha, Pushane Namaha, like that. Or you go to the nearby lake or a river, stand in knee-deep water, and then before the sunrise, you take a handful of water, and then Bhur-Bhuva Subaha offer to the sun. That is one form of worship, Surya Namaskar. The interesting thing about Surya Namaskar is, when you prostrate and get up, you develop your health also. Spirituality with the health. I would say healthy person is a spiritual person. An unhealthy person is done something wrong. Purva janma kritam papam vyadhi rupena jayate. Something wrong you have done, that's why you are unhealthy. So every day you prostrate means you have to fall flat on the ground. When you fall flat, your forehead, nose, chin, chest, stomach, knee, toe, and the hand should touch the ground. That's how you prostrate. Then you have to get up by yourself, without any help. Again you have to prostrate. Thus if you do 108 times or 11 times, you don't have to go to the hospital thereafter. You will be healthy. You will be healthy. But the problem is these days when you fall, only the stomach touches. The rest are all going round and round and round. Isn't it? So therefore, we have to make sure we have a fit body to prostrate. Or by prostrating, you develop a fit body. That's why health, the definition of health is swasthyam. Sanskrit word is swasthyam, meaning swasmin staha. When you abide in yourself, then you are a swastaha, you are a healthy person. Meaning, when you are spiritual, you are healthy. When you are materialistic and consumption all the time, you are unhealthy. So, namaskaram, Surya namaskaram. Shankara says, Surya is a point of worship. If you do Surya namaskara, that's enough. You don't have to do anything else. Another murti to worship is Ganesha, Ganapati. Ganapati is the remover of obstacles. Ganapati can create obstacle and remove obstacle also. Vighna karta, Vighna harta. If you don't pray to Ganapati, he will create some obstacles. You fall down, or you miss the plane, or your children are not studying properly, or you suddenly feel depressed. Some obstacle you will create. Why do you create that obstacle? To remind you. To remind you, you are not connected. So Ganapati can create obstacle, Vighna karta, Vighna harta also. So you worship Ganesha. Or you chant Ganesha, Gayatri or Ganesha, Adharvashirsham. There are methods of worshipping Ganesha. And there are famous Ganesha temples in India. Here also. Yesterday I was in a Ganesha temple, beautiful temple. Next is Subramanya. So Shiva has got two children, Ganesha and Subramanya. Subramanya worship, Muruga worship. All of South India is Muruga worship. Especially Tamil Nadu, Muruga worship. And then Shankara says, next is Vishnu, Vishnu worship. And Vishnu itself there are many forms. Vishnu can be Rama, Krishna, or Parashurama, or Vamana, or Narahari. Many forms are there. Depending upon your taste and interest or your tradition, you can pick up one form. If there is no form, you can go to Nepal Ghandak river, you get salagram, the round polished stone. Bring it home, put it in a disc, and then worship it. Milk, etc. So Vishnu. Then Shakti. Shakti itself many forms. Saraswathi, Lakshmi, Kali, Durga, Chandi. Depending upon your tradition and culture, you worship that. Or you can worship Shiva himself. So these are the various forms of deities Shankaracharya prescribed. And we have 2-3 great acharyas who codified all this. One is Shankaracharya, other is Ramanujacharya, third is Madhvacharya. Then later we have Vallabhacharya and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All these great masters who have come and designed various forms of pujas, how to worship God. In worshipping God, there are 3 important things. Whatever you see here, there is a core to this worship. That core is very, very important. We are inviting the Lord to our temple or to our home as a honored guest. Because God is a living entity. Living, breathing, intelligent entity. So we invite God either to our house or to the temple. So when you invite a guest, what do? First of all, he sent an invitation, isn't it? Please come, take up the phone and say, I have a particular function in my house. Will you be kind enough to come and bless us? This is called avahanam. You have to invoke the deity, invite the deity. Either to the temple, there is a permanent invitation. Home, temporary invitation. That's why Atma Pradishta and all that. So you invite the deity. When the deity comes to your house, how you are visualizing all this? God is coming to my house. When the Lord comes to your house, you invite him. As he reaches near your house, you give him some water to wash the feet. You wash the feet of the Lord. Padyam. Then you wash his hand. Arghyam. Then some water to drink, isn't it? He have walked a long distance. Achamaniyam. Then you offer him a seat, asanam. Then ask him, take a bath. You must be very tired, take a bath. Snaniyam. After the bath, new clothes are given, vastram. Then a new sacred thread is given. Yajño bhavidam. Then a garland is offered to the Lord. Malyam. Then gandham, dhubam, deebam. Then ring the bell. Celebrating. Then beat the drum. Then if possible, dance in front of the Lord. Isn't it? When a guest comes, you call your daughter who is learning dance. Dikhao, Swami ko dikhao. Isn't it? Then the daughter dances, poor thing. He doesn't want to dance, but you want to. Similarly, you dance in joy in front of the Lord. This is what you are doing. The same courtesy, upacharas are given to the Lord. Celebrating his arrival, thanking the Lord, feeding the Lord, offering a garland to the Lord, and good food to the Lord, in good vessels, clean vessels. And at the end of it, you prostrate to the Lord. Then you put your complaints to the Lord. Demand ashtakam. This is my need. I am suffering. I have this problem, that problem. My children are not listening to me. My husband is not getting promotion. I have health issues. All kind of things. You complain to the Lord. Lord listens to that. Then he goes, like Sudama. Sudama came to meet Krishna. Sudama was Krishna's college friend, school friend in Sandipani. Sudama was a poor Brahmin. Krishna was a royal king. He was the king of Mathura. And Sudama's wife told him, why are you suffering like that? Why don't you go to Lord Krishna? He is so rich. He will give you something. Sudama said, no. I don't want to exploit my friendship. I don't want to do that. My wife said, no, you are stupid. Go and ask. So while he is going, his wife gave him a little pouch of beaten rice. Offer this to Krishna. This is all what we have. So he goes, walking all the way, the North Indian heat and dust, sweaty, without any chappals. And Krishna sees Sudama coming from a distance. Krishna was playing chess with Rukmani. And he saw that. So immediately threw away everything and ran towards Sudama, hugged him and brought him and made Sudama sit on the crown, the throne, the royal throne. Rukmani was stunned. What's happening? Has my husband gone crazy? What's happening? So Sudama, Krishna washed Sudama's feet and sprinkled that water on his head. Everybody's. Sudama was really, couldn't say. He was speechless. Then Krishna said, have you brought something for me? Sudama said, no. He is shy because such a royal splendor. What is this little beaten rice? That also wet with his sweat because he was sweating. Sudama said, no. Krishna said, hey, there is something under your arm. He picked it and he ate 1 or 2 handful of And Sudama was watching it. He forgot to tell him, I need some money. I came to ask for some money, he forgot it. He didn't say. He was speechless. The kind of reception he got. And then Sudama, without asking anything, goes back. When he goes back, to his utter surprise, he saw in the place of his hut, there is a royal marble palace standing. His children are all well dressed and good ornament. His wife is well dressed and what happened? Without asking, he got it. Without asking. So you may come and tell the Lord what you want, or you don't say anything. The Lord knows. So you get everything what you want. So you come to the temple, offer these courtesies, we say. All these courtesies are offered, and then you connect with the Lord. You build a bridge between you and the Lord. You build a channel of communication between you and the Lord. So this particular ritual apparently has no meaning. Apparently there is no meaning. But there is a deeper meaning. They call adrishtam. So when you do these kind of things, you create a power called adrishtam, which connects you with the Lord. It is all said in the scriptures. Scriptures talk about Ishvara, how to connect with Ishvara, everything is said in the scriptures. So that's the puja paddhati. Puja means Vedo nityamadhiyadam tadudidam karma svanushtiyadam teneshasya vidiyadam abhajidi kame matistejyadam. Do abhajidi puja to the Lord. By doing that. So first principle in puja is praising the Lord. You have to praise the Lord. Stuti. Vishnu Sahasranama is Stuti, isn't it? Vishwam Vishnuhu Vashatkaraha Bodha Bhavya Bhavat Prabhuhu. It's a Stuti, praise of the Lord. Which is very important. In life, that is one lesson we have to learn. Whomever you see, praise them. As a stranger, non-person, whatever. Praise that. When you praise, he will eat from your hand. Nobody can resist praise, I tell you. Whether you meet your dad, your boss, your enemy, your neighbor, say, you look good, wonderful. You look so healthy. Not that he is that healthy, but say that. And he feels good. So by praising the others to the stavam, you are invoking the best from you and from your counterpart. First is praise. That's what you are doing, isn't it? Vishnu Sahasranamam, Lalita Sahasranamam, Rudram, Chamakam, Vishnu Nukam Viryani Prabhojamya Parthivani Vimame Rajagum Siyo Akskavaya Duttaragam Yadastam Tadastam. All kind of mantras you chant. You praise the Lord. After praising the Lord, you offer something to the Lord. Bali. Offering is very, very important. Not simply praise and forget it. Offer something. So, if it is a friend, give him a gift. A flower, a card, a smile, a food. Something you give. Or a piece of cloth. So that way, second important aspect of a ritual is, first is avahanam, then praising the Lord. Third is offering something. Offer something. That's why we are offering either alangaram or honey or milk or food or cooked rice or ghee or whatever. You're offering to the Lord. Lord will be pleased. Isn't it? Then do namaskaram. Make yourself humble in the presence of the Lord, which is very important. When you are humble, others' compassion will flow towards you. When you are arrogant, nothing will come towards you. So humble yourself by prostration. So when you do these three courtesies, praising the Lord, offering something to the Lord, and doing namaskaram, you become the recipient of God's boundless grace and blessing, which will change your life. So that's what we are doing in the temple or in a mat, yoga mat. You sit in the yoga mat, you do pranayama, you chant Om, you focus on the Lord between your eyebrows. That's another way of relating to the Lord. Krishna is called Yogeshwaraha. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishnaha yatra partho dhanurdhara. Tatra Shri Vijayor Bhudi Dhruva Nidhi Madirmama. Krishna is the king of yoga. Vishnu is Sharangapani. He is the wielder of weapon, dharma. So, all these gods, to relate with them, you do these three things, you say. Practice yoga, develop bhakti, and understand what the Lord is. Understanding is very, very important. You can read Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavad, Ramayana, Vedas, Yoga Sutras. Many texts are there to understand what it is. It is not available in the scientific treatises. Scientific books cannot explain to that. They are dealing with the matter, which doesn't matter anyway. They don't deal with beyond the matter. What is beyond the matter is the truth. Matter is only a flowering of that truth. So you need understanding, discipline, devotion, yoga, prayer. Nothing is there, do a prayer. Pray to the Lord sincerely. Then you can connect with, and your life can be much more richer. It need not be so dry and miserable and boring. If you connect with the Lord through these strategies or rituals, your life can be much more richer and much more profound. And that possibility there, why are you missing all that? And feeling miserable in life. Life is full of problems. You don't have to live like this. You can live a very rich, flourishing, happy, peaceful, cherishing, nourishing, sharing life. All this and more is possible by this simple technique. So come to the temple, worship, this is called community worship, or in your home, have a symbol in a corner, put a murti, light a lamp every day. If that also is not possible, have a yoga mat, sit there and do some pranayama. That's why Egam Sat Pipra Bahuda Vadandi Indram Yamam Madarishwanamahu. Truth is one, but you can worship it many ways. Agnim Yamam Madarishwanamahu. Either fire worship, or sun worship, or prana worship, or sun worship has become Vishnu worship, Agni worship has become Shiva worship, prana worship has become Shakti worship, or yoga worship. So there are many ways of connecting with the Lord according to your temperament and place and then status and age and all that. But some or other, yena kena pragarena, mano moksho nivesaya, some or other, you connect with that. When you have that connection, you feel secure, you feel happy, you feel taken care of. Otherwise you are wandering here and there from pillar to post, like a refugee, and at the mercy of someone else. So this simple solution is there, but we some or other, we are not following all this. If you follow this, life can become very, very rich, very, very enjoyable. And you will have a shock absorber in you, because life will give you a lot of shocks. Suddenly somebody dies, near and dear one. Suddenly you lost your job. Or suddenly a medical report comes, you are in a very bad medical condition. Or the prospects of dying. At some time you have to die, isn't it? Nobody wants to die. How do I face that? How do I face these uncertainties of life? You need this connection, where you can come and surrender and receive blessings in terms of health, happiness and peace. So that's the purpose of Murti Puja. So Murti is something visible, representing something invisible. Murti is a symbol pointing to something higher, so that mind can focus. And when you focus, then you get the experience of that. So it could be a temple, it could be a home puja room, or it can be a yoga mat, or maybe a pilgrimage. You go to Kashi or Mathura. You know that effort, thinking about it, buying the ticket, telling people, I am going to Mathura, and then you come to know about it, and the whole pilgrimage sets your mind in the divine direction. When you come back, you are the same old person, that's okay. At least that time, you create a different culture, isn't it? A different way of thinking and processing life. You can be a pilgrimage, or go to an ashram. An ashram, the Guru. Guru represents God. Ishvaro Gururatmedi Murti Bheda Vibhagine. Ishvara, Guru and Atma. These are the three aspects of God. Even you sit in the presence of a Guru, you feel relaxed, isn't it? Comfortable, relaxed. So you can go to an ashram. Ashram means a place where you can relax. Away from the problems of the world, you can sit there, relax. Feel comfortable. Nobody is judging you there. You can put all your differences down and be comfortable with yourself. So you can go to an ashram, there you worship the Guru. Guru worship means listening to what the Guru says. Guru worship is not simply pressing his feet. That's not Guru worship. Guru will teach you what it is all about. So Shravanam. Shravana, you are listening to what the Guru says. So you can go to an ashram, or you can go to the Himalayas, spend some time there. So this way, there are many ways in Hinduism. There's only one way. There are many ways to connect with the divine power. So that's all what I have to tell you about Murti Puja and temple worship or various other techniques. So adopt it. You can lead a very healthy life. You don't have to rush to the hospital all the time. You don't have to live a miserable life. Not necessary. Look at Krishna, all the time dancing, isn't it? In spite of all his problems, he is dancing. Rama, calm and quiet. So such a life is possible, and why do we deny ourselves this possibility? You can lead a happy, peaceful, creative life. Thank you very much. There are many ways. One is, all you see around you, people, they are all expressions of God only. Not even a blade of grass can tremble without God's will. Somebody shouting at you, think God is shouting at you. Take that attitude and see how it pans out. And if you don't react, then the things multiply. Let them, they'll get tired. If you react, it is fuel to the fire. If you don't react sometime, after some time they'll get tired. They'll say, this person is like a rock. Let me go and disturb my neighbor. Let them. So understand, your impulse, your instinctive impulse to immediately retort. Somebody has to swallow the poison, isn't it? Like Shiva did that. So if they are shouting at you, continuously shouting at you, you don't react, they will give up. You get disturbed, you don't react there, but then it's bothering you, right? Yeah, so what you do that? Take a long deep breath. The breath can burn all those reactions. If you hold the breath, It can burn. And understand, by reacting or boiling fog in the brain, who is suffering? You are. Would you like to suffer? No. Therefore, why do you do that? Isn't it? So, think like that. Then slowly, you will be able to come out of that. Either that person will leave you, or you create a distance, mental distance, so that you don't react. Reaction is the greatest sin. So don't react, but respond. Or you can say, I'm not going to take it anymore. This is the red line. Don't cross that. Depending upon whom are you talking. It's your husband, your children, your in-laws, your neighbor, your boss, or your own demon that you are cultivating in your mind. Yes. Sometimes we do that. We are our own demons. So it is possible. So they recommend pranayamam, om chanting, and non-reaction, etc. It's possible. When Rama was asked to go to the forest, we all read Ramayana, isn't it? Kaigeyi was instrumental in sending Rama. But what was Rama's attitude to Kaigeyi? Ma, if that is your wish, I am going. Maybe that's my niyogam. My purpose is there. My mission is there. Not sitting in the palace. Suppose Rama sat in the palace, arrested Dasharatha and put him in jail and became the king and refused to go to the forest. We would not have remembered Rama this time. So, Rama came as a human being to teach us. Vishnu came as a human being to teach. And the suffering is the consequence. Suffering. So either you suffer or you develop these capabilities. It's like a virus outside. Either you boost your immunity or you suffer. There are two options only. If you are happy with the suffering, Godspeed to you. Isn't it? If you are not happy with the suffering, because we know there is a better way of living. It's all within your power to suffer or not to suffer. Okay, anything else?
Anyone else has questions?
That I already explained to you. Nirakaram is difficult to relate to the Lord. You can worship Nirakaram, then you have to say, my Atman is God. Then you close your eyes, take a deep breath, sit quiet, abide in the self. Then you and God become one. In Nirakara there is no division. It's difficult. It's a murti, not us, by rishis. Not us. Rishis are not just ordinary human beings. They are the one who disciplined their life, read the Vedas. They got this revelation. Like a scientist. Einstein discovered E is equal to mc square, not you and I. But we follow them. Some of the rishis, very learned, disciplined, they got this knowledge as a revelation. They wrote it down. So we are following them. And we get the result also. There is result as a result of that. So Murti Puja is, as I told you, if you want to say, I have 2 mangoes, you write 2, isn't it? A symbol. Through that symbol you communicate. Or you want to see the president giving a press conference from your house, or a tennis match going on in your house, you can put the TV on and watch that. Murti Puja is something like that. The subtle is represented by something gross. Nikrishta vastuni utkrishta vastu arobham. That's the definition. In a lower form is an ordinary stone, or you are imposing an idea. Like when you see the American flag, star and stripes, a piece of cloth, colored cloth. But you see the American values represented, isn't it? So we need some representation to reach the ultimate Nirakara. And God is Nirakaram and Sakaram also. He is both Nirakaram and Sakaram. And the Murti, Archavadar. The particular Murti also. God is all pervading, isn't it? So He can be there also. So you polish a little bit, that surface reflects. Surface, if it is very, very rough, then it doesn't get reflected. So even that Murti is God Himself for us. Because God is everywhere. You are polishing it a little bit by mantras or ritual. And then it manifests there too. And hence, sometime when your puja becomes very intense, you think that Murti is talking to you. It's not delusion. It's not a delusion actually happening. You are able to communicate to the Murti when you are very intense. When you are very intense, the whole universe becomes a university for you. So these are things one has to spend some time, and the test of the pudding is in eating, isn't it? Immediately you may not know, but slowly you'll realize that. Like a Meera could communicate with the Lord. Or Surdas, blind, communicate with Krishna. You can reduce the quantity, maybe put 4 or 5 drops, the rest you give to poor people. But still, we have to maintain certain cultural. There are a lot of poor people. Why don't you let them sleep here? This hall is freely available, isn't it? You can bring the poor. Or why don't you allow the poor people to sleep in your house? You can extend it. Your house, I find most of the homes, 2 people, 4 bedrooms, 5 bedrooms. And there are tens of thousands of people from poor countries. Why don't you admit them in our house? There is certain order in the world. You cannot mix and all that. There is certain order. The countries, law of the country, property, private life. Otherwise anybody can sleep anywhere. No, this is my place. I worked for that. I sweated for that. This is your place. This is my country. That is their country. So there are certain boundaries in the world. If you pull down all the boundaries, then it becomes lawlessness. To keep some curtain, like a drama. In a drama, there is a curtain in front, curtain on both sides, between the green room and the stage, between the stage and the audience, isn't it? If you pull down all that, there is no drama. So you cannot say, all the milk which I pour here, let me give to a poor man. He will drink it and again continue the same way. At least I am maintaining some structure, so that at least some people can come. Those are necessary. These curtains or dividing lines are necessary. Otherwise it will be a miasma without any meaning. Of course I understand, instead of pouring 10 gallons of milk on Shiva, pour only 1 liter of milk. The rest you can give to the poor people. Possible. So poor feeding is knowledge giving. So food and knowledge is to be given free. So I appreciate what your thought. But look at our own life. This temple should be accommodating all the poor people. We cannot do that. Or your house. We cannot do that. First of all, you have to preserve yourself, then help others. Anything else?
We have to thank Balaji Temple, all the organizers here, for holding this Swamiji's talk. Thought and provoking. We learned something, I'm sure. And our friends came all the way from New York to hear Swamiji and sponsor it. We're thankful for that. We are really grateful for Swamiji to come here and be with us. He's leaving tomorrow for Houston. We look forward for his visit next year. Hope that everybody will get more familiar with Swamiji and will attend more lectures. Who is the organizer here? The temple organizer? Next one. Om chanting 3 times they want.
Okay. You can close your eyes.
Om chanting 3 times and then
सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। असतो मा सद्गमय, तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय, मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ। हरिः ॐ।
Sit over here with you. Okay. I'll come.
just take 3 this way.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'll send it to mommy. Thank you.
I have to take with you.
Okay. Yes.
After.
Give her number. When I am in Bangalore, I can call her.
Okay. I'll give it. I'll send it. Mummy is in Bangalore.
He's very busy. Let him thank you, Swamiji. Thank you very much, Namaste. Sorry, I couldn't spend much time because it was very busy. Tomorrow is Ganesh Chaturthi. Yes. Thank you very much. Please do come whenever you are here next year. Okay, we will have more people next time. And more than 500,000 people on the live. 500,000? 500 people on live, on YouTube live, they're watching. They are hearing. Yes, we have everything is on the camera.
Can we get a copy of the tape?
Sure. Definitely. Namaste. Thank you very much. Thank you for everyone. Thank you for coming. Please do come and visit temple. Yeah. Thank you.
खड़े होके एक ही चीज
Thank you, Swamiji. You can just walk a little bit if you want to, 2 or 3 minutes.
Walk
to
means?
just near the temple and meet the pujaris, and then in the meantime I'll practice.